Hey VC, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a good week. I know I certainly had a good month with my, purchases, which is what this video is about, as you can see by the title. So I know I've been saying I wanted to slow down with buying stuff, and I have. I had a good amount of trade-in actually that I took to one of my locals. So I got a decent amount of cash from the trade, plus 2 free 45s, which I guess I'll show first, these two, since I guess you could count them as free. But yeah, anyways, before I show any of that, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have been mentioning that I've been kind of going down the 45 rabbit hole again. I already have a bunch of 45s as it is, and I've just added maybe 15. I haven't counted, but maybe like 15 45s this month. Most I paid for 45 this month was 33 cents each, and some of them were buy one get one free at 45 cents each. So yeah, 45s are super inexpensive around me. You definitely gotta dig for them though. So the two that I got for free with the trade was a track from All Things Must Pass by George Harrison, What Is Life, and the B-side's Apple Scrubs, which is the superior song in my opinion. Probably actually one of my favorite tracks from All Things Must Pass. And I got something on the Stax label I've been looking for, Sam and Dave, Hold On I'm Coming. And the B-side is I Got Everything I Need. Interesting thing about the title of this one is it says Hold On I'm A-Comin', which I think was later kind of reworked just into Hold On I'm Coming. I'll go ahead and show the rest of the 45. So like I said, well actually all these are from Half Price Books, two different locations. One of them does 3 for $1, so about 33 cents each. And another location does 45 cents each, which I think is the more typical price for their 45s. Except my girlfriend, I was with her at the time, and she has an employee discount there, which is 50%. So that makes them basically 2 for 45 cents, if my math is correct. So I don't remember which ones I got where, but they're all from Half Price Books within a few miles of each other. First one, Johnny Cash, June Carter, If I Were a Carpenter. The B-side is Cause I Love You. Always need more Johnny Cash in the collection, especially original stuff like that. Upgrade for me, it's an original of Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. B-side is Vacancy. I really love that Caterpillar label. Electro. I had a reissue that was like a, like a hits release 45. Happy Days theme song. Really cool to find that actually. Reprise label. B-side is Cruising with the Fonz. Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett. B-side is Miss You So Badly. Got a little bit of organ jazz, Old Man River, Jimmy Smith. B-side is Bashin', it's on the Verve label. I love that label in general, and it works really well with LPs and 45s. One that I'm pretty sure was supposed to come with a picture sleeve, but it was nowhere to be found. It's Pop Music by M. Classic 80s MTV weirdness. Another kind of upgrade for me, or actually no, I didn't have this one at all. I have the LP, definitely, but it's Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce. Hard Time Losing Man is the B-side. Those are from the album Don't Mess Around with Jim. Really cool to find this one. Lay Lady Lay, Bob Dylan. The B-side is Peggy Day. Every time I see the red Columbia label like that, I always have to check what artist it is. There's some labels that I never see any artists that I enjoy on. I'm thinking of like, I don't know. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's some labels that I kind of ignore for the most part. Not that I don't completely ignore them, or not that I completely ignore them. I definitely kind of glance to see what artist it is, but I have had like a 0% success rate with some labels. I don't know what the deal is. One that I also think might have come with a picture sleeve, but is missing now, is Let's Go Crazy by Prince. B-side here is Erotic City. I think both of these tracks are from Purple Rain. Let's Go Crazy definitely is. Actually, I think it's it's a single only B-side there. Kind of interesting one, label I've never seen before, Eric Records, just seems to be a reissue thing, but it's kind of a twofer here, Isley Brothers Twist and Shout, original version there, and actually I think their actual A-side is this one, which is Louie Louie by the Kingsmen, which I already have a copy, an original copy I think, or at least an early one, but I really wanted the track Twist and Shout. That's a really good version of that. Super clean copy of Mercy Mercy Me by Marvin Gaye. You can see this was owned by Maggie Chin, who made a label of it. And here the B-side is Sad Tomorrows, which I don't know that one. I think it might be a single only release. And you can see the drill out hole there. 80s Stones, She's So Cold, Send It To Me. I'm not the biggest late kind of period Stones fan. I guess I say late period, but this was over 30 years ago, probably close to 40 years ago at this point. Yeah, 1980 from Emotional Rescue. But I can't pass it up for, you know, that price. And probably the coolest 45 I found all month is this one, which I was really impressed with how it cleaned up. It was really dirty. Spin clean, cleaned it right up. Pictures of Matchstick Man by Status Quo. And Gentleman Joe's Sidewalk Cafe is the B-side there on the Cadet Concept label. Never see this label on 45s. Really cool to find this. Just a really great kind of fuzzy psych. Really cool flange effect in the chorus of that song too. Also with the 50% off deal, when I was with my girlfriend at Half Price Books, they had a couple quote-unquote collectible cassettes that are priced more than 50 cents. They had this one priced at $5, so I got it for $2.50 plus tax. It's Siamese Dream by Smashing Pumpkins. This is in my top 100. I don't remember exactly what number. If you must know, this is the version that lists the track titles on the back of the J card, uncensored. So finally onto the LPs. Couple videos back is my review for this one. It's the new Soccer Mommy record called Clean. Go back and watch my video if you're so inclined, but I talk about this way more in depth in there. And then, oh, my shirt I'm wearing today just happens to be the Josie Records t-shirt, which is one of my locals, and I went there probably like 3.5 weeks ago at this point, but these are what I got there. Brand new release I got here is the 2018 reissue of the Ramones self-titled debut. You really can't go wrong with this. This is classic punk, obviously, but it's one of my two favorite Ramones records, specifically this and Rocket to Russia. Probably if I had to pick a favorite track off of here, besides Blitzkrieg Bop, maybe Now I Want to Sniff Some Glue, just for the title alone. I also picked up, from what I can understand, this was recordings from the 70s, maybe 79, that wasn't released until the 90s of this band. And if you can guess who I'm talking about before I show it, kudos to you. But it's the Misfits Static Age. So I would say this is an original pressing, but I don't really think there's too many differences between pressings. I think it's just constantly in print, but this was like $8 there, so couldn't pass it up. This came out in '97, but it's recordings from '79, some of their earliest recordings here. And they have a really solid kind of collectibles section that they have really competitive prices on some maybe more hard to find releases or more desirable stuff sometimes. But I got a US, I think like second pressing of this Psych classic, The Soft Machine, their first one, debut. Obviously censored cover with no die cut wheel thing or whatever, which I think is really hilarious. How they couldn't even just like print the artwork there and have it not be a moving thing. They just had to leave it completely blank. It's hilarious to me. But yeah, it's a gatefold. It's on the ABC Probe label, and it's US 68 pressing, like I said. Really interesting record. Really kind of out there, a little crazy. Definitely really trippy, psychedelic. That one's well known. A band that I don't think really kind of gets enough recognition. I mean, I know Bauhaus does, but side projects of Bauhaus sometimes do not. But this is Love and Rockets. I think it's like their second or third record. I believe Kevin Haskins and Daniel Ash. I'm not sure about David J, but I think they're all were all members of Bauhaus that kind of splintered off and do their own thing. Bauhaus obviously was post-punk. This is a little more into the new wave side of things, or straight alternative. Kind of not quite as dark, but yeah, U.S. pressing here, original 86 on Big Time / Beggar's Banquet. Really happy to grab this one. It was an online purchase that I bundled with this one from the same seller. It's the Psychedelic Furs, self-titled. I think this is their debut, 1980. Again, U.S. pressing. Just fantastic post-punk. What can I say? I mean, the opener track, India, alone is really kind of worth the price of admission for this one if you can find it. I know I see their second one a lot, or at least I used to see their second one all the time. I definitely see it online. It's called Talk Talk. It's also a really great record, and that one again kind of similarly goes a little lighter with it and getting into more of the new wave / alternative kind of thing, away from the punk sound. Yeah, but these are both really great records. I bundled, I think they were like 18 plus shipping, so like $21 shipped. Not bad at all. Because you don't really find that kind of stuff around here in Texas, North Texas, except for maybe Doc's Records, but they can be a little pricey sometimes, which I will freely admit, but they're still one of my favorite stores. So if you are on the Facebook page, you'll notice that these last four I've already posted on the Facebook page a couple days ago. It's my first post after joining the YouTube Vinyl Community Facebook page. I'm not big on Facebook in general. That's the only post I've made on there. I haven't left any comments. I haven't even really looked at it that much. Like I said, I don't really use Facebook. It's not that I don't like social media, because I really am more of like an Instagram kind of guy, but Facebook has always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and especially now, all that stuff in the news coming out about that. I'm not going to get into it, but I just don't really know about Facebook. So, I got sidetracked, I'm sorry. These last four I've already shown on there. I got them all at a antique store or antique mall. Some vendor, actually no. Yeah. Three of these were from the same vendor. One of them was from a different one. And I guess I'll show that first one first. But I got them all at the same day. Really great deals on these things. Definitely, for the most part, kind of below internet pricing. For $8 here is probably really good steal. Original mono, US pressing, Face to Face by the Kinks. Super clean. I mean, it has a little like cloudiness to the record, but it really doesn't affect the sound at all. It was really kind of perplexing. Just kind of perfect record. Probably one of my favorites in their whole catalog, up there with Village Green and Lola and Arthur. I think this one's 66. I don't think it was 67 yet. So obviously famous for the track Sunny Afternoon, but just kind of flawless record front to back. Not a dull moment on it. Not a bad song on it. So the last three here were from the same seller. Again, good deals on these. This one, I believe, was also $8. An original US stereo pressing, a surrealistic pillow. I had a either late 60s or early 70s reissue with the orange RCA label. This one's on the black one. You know, with the dog sitting in front of the gramophone. I really love that label design, if anything. I don't really need to explain this one too much either. It's just an all-time classic. I really, I was listening to the Moby Grape self-titled release, and it really kind of reminded me of this record. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with Skip Spence being a large part of the group, but I really enjoy that kind of San Francisco mid-60s sound. Hits on here, Somebody to Love, White Rabbit, but also all really great songs in here like My Best Friend, Today, Coming Back to Me, How Do You Feel, Plastic, Fantastic Lover. Can't go wrong, classic 60s. $10 deal here. It's a original US mono, Grateful Dead, 67 debut, self-titled or untitled, I'm not sure. This is my only Dead record that I have. I'm not like a huge super fan. I like to get a lot of their 70s output, especially like the Working Men's Dead, American Beauty, that kind of stuff. But this is a good place to start, and for $10 for a really super clean mono, I couldn't really leave it there. And the same thing kind of went for this one. I paid up a little bit for this one, not nearly as bad as they go for online in this condition, but definitely was a little bit more than I was planning on spending that day. But again, for the price, I couldn't leave it there. I already had an original stereo pressing of this, but this is an original mono, US, Pet Sounds. This, you can see the cover's pretty decent. I would say VG, a little bit of tearing there. The record, VG as well, not perfect by any means, but for the price, super good deal. Could not leave it behind. So that's everything I got this month. Unless I'm forgetting anything, I don't think I am. I didn't buy any CDs, although I definitely have been looking at a lot of CDs, just haven't seen anything that really jumps out at me that I need for the price, need to take home. Again, just kind of trying to cut back on the spending a little bit on this hobby, which is a lot of fun. But you know, I have hundreds of records, and I maybe listen to one or two a day. At minimum, I try to listen to one or two a day. Sometimes I don't get to listen to any a day at all, and some days I listen to like 10. So there's a lot of music here. I try to get a good variety. I think every single record I got there was rock / like guitar based, but you know what I mean with variety. Just like a different amount of sounds and genres and decades. I try to get represented in my collection, and I don't really do too many blind buys, honestly, especially not lately. But I have been known to do it in the past to kind of discover new records. So yeah, that's it for this week. I've really been enjoying you guys' videos. Like I say every single week, it's true every single week. I really enjoy all your videos. Andrew, you just posted a video about what was your title of it? I'm blanking. Greater than the sum of its parts, which I will be kind of participating in that thread in the next couple weeks once I get a good group of records together, or artists. I mean, I probably won't even have a record to show for everything I'll talk about, but yeah, that'll be a fun video coming up soon. And I appreciate all the new followers I've been getting. I've kind of been steadily getting one or two a day or more, and of course all the comments are appreciated too. I try to reply to as many as I feel like I can in a good way, and yeah, that's all. I just really want to thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you next time.